Tax Rabbit is a 3-mana 3/3 with Battlecry. Draw a card. Disable your hero power while it is in your hand. I guess it could be worded your hero power is disabled, but that's probably better. How's Mindbreaker worded? Hero powers are disabled. I think I'm lagging right now. I think I'm good though. I kind of wanted the flavor to be like some kind of like toll bridge operator. I found some decent art. It doesn't really fit the Hearthstone style, but yeah, I don't know about this. It's kind of doesn't look like the Warcraft style goblins. Gosh, it's gonna be hard to have like a toll, some kind of merchant. Maybe that kind of art would work well. Yeah, this art is by Botos Vlad. This is probably the best we're gonna get. It's pretty overused, but I mean it's good art, so. Not a big enough downside. I mean, the thing is, like, even if there was a 3-mana 2/2 draw card, no one would play it. Like, decks that would want that would just play Novice Engineer instead. And Gnomish Inventor has seen play in, like, one deck throughout the entire history of Hearthstone. And that was, like, 3 or 4 years ago at this point. I don't think this would be played in most decks. Like, you really can't risk drawing something that's like 6 or 7 mana and then just not having a hero power. Hero powers are pretty good. Like, I don't think a mage would ever run this card, or druid or rogue, because they rely on the ping. Warrior might be able to use this card, but like the only Warrior deck that would run a 3-mana 3/3, they would rather run Clockwork Gnome because it's a more useful effect for them. Aggro might not care, but I don't think Zoo would use this either because, I mean, they could, but I feel like they have better cards to be running. As much as a 3-mana 3/3 battle card draw card might be a strong card, there are other just stronger cards in the game that decks would rather run. And it's not like, I don't think that this 3-mana 3/3 draw card fits a niche in any Zoo deck that exists right now. I mean, I think in the end it doesn't really matter because obviously this card would be play tested, so. You disagree? Yeah, well, I'm just going to make it a 3/3 because, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Like, obviously this card is stronger than it, like, most people would balance it at, but I don't know. And then the flavor should be something to do with loans, so. Lone Hunter. I was thinking of Lone Wolf. There's very obviously not Hunter. I was just thinking something like Stern Lender or something like that. Put it in M-Sog for the flavor purposes. Is there a better word than stern? What about predatory? Predatory lender. It's probably good. Okay, I have an idea for a KNC Shaman spell. It's a 0 mana Shaman spell. This is a bit hard, but summon a random basic totem you don't control. If you control all 4, summon a 3/4 golem. Or if you already control all 4, summon a 3/4 golem. And it could be reversed wording, actually. It probably should be. I mean, this wording fits fine. The other wording is, if, I'm gonna look up Windshear Stormcaller's wording. If you control all 4 basic totems. If you control all 4 basic totems, summon a 3/4 golem. Otherwise, summon one you don't control. Which wording is better? Oh, this one looks worse on the text box, so. This one's probably better. Oh, you're right, actually. It should be 3/4 totem, because totem golem is a totem. Looks cute. Cool. Four line 0 cost. That's alright. Make it a rare or an epic. Oh, it's actually Burb. Wow, I didn't read the username. Well, ain't that something? What's the... We already have a 4 line 0 cost. It's Lazel's Scheme, so eat it, Burb. Thank you for that insightful comment. Yeah, alright, 0 lines should have 0, so we'll just make Wonder. Burb, I was actually talking with someone, or it was actually right when Twin Spell was released, and someone already made this on the subreddit. Trump just reviewed it, but Wonder can probably be a playable card in Rogue with Twin Spell. Yeah, Twin Spell Wonder. In Rogue, it's probably actually a potentially good card. I'm currently just looking at art for this totem card. There's like the art of that big totem, but I don't think it really fits. There's probably some like dungeon run art that works well for this actually. Or maybe even Rusticon's Rumble. There's also this art, which is like maybe gonna be our fallback. Five minutes destroy a minion. If it's a demon, destroy all minions. I like that. In selfish Burb fashion, it pushes one of his 2 archetypes that he likes. Just kidding. That was just a joke. Normally I would say, okay, hold on. Let me finish making this card, then we can talk about that idea. Because I think both of those have interesting things to be said about them. I just want to like hurry up and get art for this card so I can call it done. This art is probably gonna have to do for now. Am I calling Dreadsteed a joke? When did I call Dreadsteed a joke? How is there not better, like, fitting totem art? I'm frustrated. Okay, we need to create a name for this card. And this is obviously in KNC. Something about like completing a ritual. Golem ritual, nice. Yeah, that's like the most obvious name. Like, okay, summoning ritual is the name, but then like just replace summoning and ritual with synonyms that make it more shamanic. Totem carving. Isn't that a card now? Honestly, totem carving is probably fine. I'll probably make it carved totems. Zero cost totem card called Totem Carving. How is that truly incredible? Or actually, I think I have a better idea. This makes the flavor like at least a little bit more unique. Hold on, I found like a decent art for it. This art is pretty good. This is by Mike Azevedo. Call it like, it's very obviously on a beach, but it looks like it could be in a cave, so it still potentially works in KNC. Gotta go. Darn. Well, I'd like to talk about the totem and dread and demon ideas. I might end up using something like that for the next card because I have things to say about those ideas. But thanks for stopping by, Bird. I appreciate it. Totemic tinkering. I feel like it doesn't fit the KNC flavor super well. Yeah, that was Bird. Something to do with like paint or something. Something like animate totems or something. Alright, I'm going with totem carving. That's the best we have. Okay. I'm not super happy with it, but I don't think we're going to get it to a 2 on the flavor scale, according to my flavor scale. I mean, there's still like better than 1, but worse than 2. This is like a flat 1. Okay. So, I'll just talk about what he said with the totem spell idea at least. So there's a weird issue of mirror matches in both versions. The destroy a minion if it's a demon, destroy all enemies. And there's an issue with, like in the totem version, having a shaman mirror match. So I think it needs to say something like if it's to a friendly totem. The other kind of weird issue, I don't know how much an issue, but like I think this card is perfect to be 1 mana deal 2 damage because it will like for sure kill a totem basically. But like we just had the totemic slam card or whatever. Totemic smash, which is a 1 mana deal 2 damage card that relates to totems. So it just kind of like feels weird to have this card. I guess if we just like retroactively put it into another set, then it's fine. So it would be deal 2 damage. And then I guess you could just say if a friendly totem dies. Call it like Cursed Oak or something like that. Oh yeah, it is also I think a 3 mana consecration. Could just be to all characters or to all minions. Now again, this just has an issue of like targeting a friendly minion is targeting a friendly totem is not a consequence for a deck that wants to deal 2 damage to all minions. If you're playing a variant of Shaman that wants to deal 2 damage to all minions, then this card's flexibility is completely fake because you're not gonna have totems up. You're just gonna press the button and then use it. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess you can just tweak the numbers. A totem demon heart. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that just makes it less interesting. I mean, the current version is kind of fake interesting. But I mean, what if you had like 3 mana, deal 4 damage, deal 5 damage to a minion. If a friendly totem dies, deal. I don't like this. I don't think the flexibility is going to result in interesting gameplay in whatever card iteration this results in. I think that's the main issue I'm faced with this totem version at least. You could make the demon version, but like you have to introduce an assassinate for warlock, which is fine. It just I mean, like, this might be better. Destroy a minion if it's a friendly demon, destroy all minions. You think this is good? Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the issues that Warlock already has hard removal. And, like, this isn't taking the place of either Siphon Soul or Twisting Nether. It just exists for no one to use. I think that's the worst thing that you could do with a card, is make a card that no one will use. I think I'm just willing to call this card, like, partially bad design, but has an interesting effect at least. I can't right now think of a good enough iteration that would, like, make this effect work. Void Contact is at least interesting because it lets you do something that, like, no other cards let you do, which is, like, destroy cards from your opponent's deck. So, like, there's obviously a small group of people that want that. That's my issues with this card. We'll probably elaborate those on these issues further when I actually go to review the card, but this is probably good enough for now. I don't know about the name Legion Severance. That's probably. This art is by Angelica Oliva. I mean, is this a Demon Hunter in this art? I think so, right? Actually, maybe not. He just has dual blades. Maybe Legion Severance is fine. Or just Severance. Yeah, I like just Severance. Okay, I'm going with that. I almost want to keep working on this mechanic and try to make it fit and, like, on a card that will actually be well designed, but I don't want to overdo the mechanic. It usually just results in cards that have mismatched balance. I think we were lucky that this one is balanced, but yeah. Okay. A classic replacement card. In a second, I wrote another card idea down for the stream that I think I want to do. Actually, we can do that. Like, what cards need to be replaced right now? So, Naturalize has not been replaced yet, right? Ice Block and Ice Lance have, right? Doomguard, Naturalize another. Okay, so Pilfer replaced Conceal. Call of the Void replaced Power Overwhelming. Tome of Intellect replaced Ice Lance. Icicle replaced Ice Block. So we have Divine Favor. So we can either Druid Common, a Paladin Rare, or a Warlock Rare. Let me just write this in the chat. Okay. And And they have to be of like classic level complexity. And I guess going purely off of the way that Blizzard gosh, what am I trying to say? Like designed Icicle, Tome of Intellect, Call the Void, and Pilfer. The cards have to do literally nothing with the cards they're replacing. They just have to fit within the classic set for the most part. Personally, I would like to design a Druid common. Hey, Stather. I actually kind of... Yeah, so I would like to design a Druid common. So it's a Druid common spell. Because I think they matched the 4 cards that were Hall of Famed were spells. I assume they all match that with a spell, so. We're designing a classic replacement card for Naturalize. So, looking at Druids... Looking at Druids classic set. We have Naturalize, Wrath, Soul of the Forest, Power of the Wild, Druid of the Claw. So I think it should be a choose one card. Destroy minion, restore health to the enemy hero equal to its health/attack. Oh yeah, I already made Green Thumb, and I said that that card would ideally replace a classic card. So that will be my idea for a Druid common. So let's not do a Druid common actually. We can do Paladin Rare. Okay, hold on. Spells. Okay. How do I look at the classic cards? Ugh. There's like no good way to see a classic set for no reason. Does Paladin have enough healing spells right now? I think the biggest consideration is the classic set rather than the current meta. Because these cards are going to be permanently in the game. So I think it's best to look at Paladin's base set mechanics and go from there. Okay, wait, I think I just found on Hearthstone top decks. Yeah, okay. Let me filter by Paladin Rare. Or just Paladin. Okay. Alright, so their classic set is Hearthstone. Yeah, I think I got it. So their classic set has, I'm just going to list these off. I don't know how easy it will be for you guys to digest, but they have Aldor Peacekeeper, Argent Protector, Avenging Wrath, Blessed Champion, Blessing of Wisdoms, Equality, Eye for an Eye, Holy Wrath, Lay on Hands, Noble Sack, Redemption, Repentance, Sword of Justice, and Tiered Form Ring. So a lot of like, so this card probably won't be a secret because they have 4 secrets in their base set, in their classic set, which is like a lot. They have Blessed Champion, which is kind of an oddball, as well as Avenging Wrath is an oddball. Also Holy Wrath. Their entire base set is just kind of weird. They have 1 Divine Shield synergy card and 1 card with Divine Shield. I would probably make this card 2 mana, restore a friendly minion to full health, give it +3 attack. Maybe that's not good enough. Maybe gosh, this is kind of hard actually. Maybe 2 mana. Whenever you summon a minion this turn, give it +2/+2. That seems paladin-y enough. Yep, basically just a super sword of justice. Only for this turn, but can be used infinite times in quotation marks. Yeah, kind of a Silverhand Recruit card as well. I call it to battle. I think that's good. I think that's good. Yeah, you could even use Sword of Justice with this. Create some really strong minions to summon. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find an art source for this. Oh, I think I actually found it. It's by Vablo Art. Muster for battle. Muster for battle. I think it's different enough than muster for battle. You think it's too similar? Ready for action. I would not include a... Yeah, I'll do ready for action. I'm not going to include a exclamation point though for this. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I think that's a well designed enough replacement. Oh, mount up. Yeah. Oh well. Oh, it's funny that Path of Light pops up right now. This card right here. Because I was going to make a similar card right now. And it was going to be your opponent can only play 1 minion and 1 spell next turn. Or maybe just 1 minion. Like a 4-mana 2/4 taunt. feel like this would work as a Dark Iron Bouncer, just as a BRM card. What were BRM's neutrals? BRM's neutrals and a lot of dragons. Grim Patron, Volcanic Drake were like the only non-dragon synergy cards, along with the legendaries. It doesn't say I dropped any frames, but also YouTube has been kind of weird lately. I'm not sure this is exactly worth -1/-1 on Senjin, so maybe make it at 5 health. This text box kind of sucks, but yeah, you could also just F5. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. I don't think it's too strong or too weak. I think it's a good BRM card. Still 144p. Oh, that sucks. How many is that? Cards? That's 5, I think, or 6. Let me check. That's 5. So we got 5 more, and then what's it called? The review. Okay, cool. I'm glad it's better. Okay, I had an idea for a card that was like kind of crazy, but it's a minion. Like, actually could be a spell also. The text box says, while in your deck, this is a X, and X can be anything. So the first idea was banana. You might have seen this earlier, Dario, but basically it's supposed to work with like deck manipulation cards. So I think we need to target a specific deck synergy card in order to like have this be meaningful at all. So there's the Princes, there's Sandbinder, Witchwood Piper, Spiteful Summoner, Meatwagon. I don't know how this works with Meatwagon, but this turn, all minions lose taunt, but both heroes are immune. I'm trying to think how that is a control card, though. don't think this currently has any synergies the way it is right now. There's nothing that like synergizes with spells in your deck besides like Grand Archivist or something like that. So I think I'm gonna scrap this idea because it's just too useless. Okay, I had an idea for a warrior card. It's just a 0-mana 1/1. When you draw this, add an extra copy to your hand. Oh, I've done something like that before. This is Battle Cry. Gain 2 armor. We could design a card like that. Wispin armor. Yeah, I think I have a pretty good art for this actually. This art is by Yan Shu. Put it in TGT or something weird. Or actually, even make it your next hero power cost 0 this turn. Because Warrior probably had the most challenge with Inspire because their hero power is so useless by itself. So. How is Fencing Coach worded? Oh wow, it's Hero Beard. The next time you use your hero power costs 2 less. Isn't there another card that says your next hero power costs 0? Oh, Water Boy. Your next hero power this turn costs 0. Okay, I'm gonna go with that wording, even though I'm like retroactively putting this into TGT. Like it should use Fencing Coach's wording, but you think that should be a rare? Beast. The art is like a beetle. Water Boy is a beast, and Fencing Coach was a rare too. So yeah, this should be rare. Yeah, it's mainly beast because of the art. One, start a game, draw this. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I'm trying to think about that effect. It seems pretty insane. I think almost every single deck in the game would run that. Because it just thins your deck, basically. If you're holding no spells, draw 2 spells from your deck. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I think we did something similar recently, Stather, but we can work off that. I'm just trying to iron out the name for this card because I think Stag Raider is a bit boring. Yeah, the rider is a beetle. If you look. Got bug eyes. What was that 3/4 Murloc mount from TGT? TGT had some pretty cool card names. It's called Murloc Knight. It's a pretty generic name. Stag Rider is probably good. I'm going with it. Probably stag beetles, right? That's why I said stag, at least, because I thought stag beetles would be pretty strong. Okay, if you're holding no spells, draw 2 spells from your deck. Trying to think if there's any way we can refine that a little bit. I almost just want to make it like a 2-mana 3/2 pirate that says if you have weapon equipped, draw a weapon from your deck. I know it's a very different effect, but I just kind of got inspired by the idea. I think just neutral. It's obviously like potentially strong, but yeah. Call it like Dreadblade something. Excessive Plunder. Oh, Dreadblade Plunderer might work. Is there a name for someone who's like a weapon fanatic? Scallywag. Maybe just Dreadblade. I want to keep Dreadblade in there because I think it relays the weapon part of the weapon part of the text box. Is there any pirate names that they haven't used? Freebooter they used, I think. Marauder. Oh, I like Marauder. Dreadblade Marauder. Okay, I think I'm going with that. It makes the card feel very potent. I don't know. Sounds kind of weird to say, but... I think this art is by Draken40. Yeah, I don't think Marauder has been used yet. Surprisingly. I think it's a good name. Oh, and I'll keep it classic for now, because, I don't know. Nothing really jumping out at me. Okay, I think I want to make a weapon. Whenever you summon a minion, give it Divine Shield and take X damage. I almost feel like the take X damage part isn't that necessary if you stat it correctly. And then it's a bit confusing because, I mean, I guess it's not that confusing, but if it's on a minion, it'll just like kill itself, right? Set a minion's health to 1 and give it Divine Shield. Oh shoot, yeah, that's a really cool card. I think I've seen that before, Dario, but it's really cool. I think that could be like a 1 mana paladin spell, or 0 mana. Or on a minion battle cry as like a very cheap effect. Blunt Hatchet. Like a 1 mana 0/4. No wait, 0 mana 0/4. Okay. Card done. Excuse me? Yeah. I did it. I think a 0 attack weapon is too ridiculous. There's really like a severe lack of weapon buffs for this to be useful. There is, for warrior at least, there is Spiteful Smith, you're right. There's upgrade. Those are the only 2 things in standard. Okay. Not to copy Dario, this is the Arsenal. Dario, is this your idea? Or maybe it's like, I don't remember who made this, but like, it's like battle cry at the end of your turn. Game +1 attack. It was a 2 mana 2/2. Theirs was a 2 mana 2/2 weapon. Or it was +1 durability, and it was a 3/1, 2 mana 3/1. Okay, this was their card. At the end of your turn, game +1 durability. I thought this was pretty cool. I don't want to go ahead and steal it, but we can work something around it. Or just make it like a 2 mana 1/4 after you attack, game +1 attack. And then make it a rare. So the total damage is 1 +2 +2 +4, which is 10. Which is a lot for a 10 damage is a lot for a 2 mana weapon, so this should probably be 3 mana. I've thought about that before, Wyatt. I think it's an interesting effect. As like a finisher weapon, definitely. I more want this to just be like a thing you want to swing with every single turn. I think this is good, right? It might be too strong, actually. Yeah, alright. 2 mana, 2/4 if your hero didn't attack this turn, destroy this. That's just like a face weapon, I feel like. You really can, like, you're rarely punished for not going face. Like, if they have a taunt minion up, you have to attack it or whatever. So it goes 1, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1. So yeah, that's probably too much value for 4. Alright, I'm making this 4 mana. Calling it a day. Gotta find the artist. Oh, it's by Pasha Oziachuk. Oh my gosh, waking up at 4:50. Well, thanks for stopping by. Go get some rest. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Druid's ever gonna get weapons while Gonk is in standard. I mean, I wouldn't really like to see Druid getting weapons anyway, but... thanks, Dather. See ya. Can do a top-down card right now, probably. With a 3 mana shaman spell. Transform your minions into 2/4 toads with taunt. What about that? Okay, wait, I'm not gonna be able to get this onto... Its name is stolen, but Reign of Toads. Someone on the Discord used this name recently. I can't remember who. Another one. Another card named that. Yeah, it's a bit unoriginal. I'm trying to think of a different name right now. This art is by Alexander Zagorulko. Toad-temic Might. Oh my god. I think I'm just gonna go with Reign of Toads. The Toad's Blessing. Isn't there a myth, like, if you get kissed by a toad or something, Toad's Kiss, something like that? I'm gonna go with the Reign of Toads. Alright, we got one more card and then we'll go to the review. Okay, what is with all these SI7 themed, like, Academy cards? They're all very, like, overcomplicated, in my opinion. Yeah, lots of lines of arcane dust being snorted. Hmm. Kind of just want to make a 6/6. That's Death Rattle. Add 2 random 3 cost minions to your hand. The arcane dust thing. If you could like get it into a good emote form, then maybe. But also no promises because some of the other mods are really weird about emotes. Fill your board with 1/1 devils. It's kind of interesting. I think it kind of like incentivizes you for not controlling minions, which is like, it's not that bad, it just feels a little bit weird. I'm gonna look through my art folder, see if I have anything for this. Kind of like any big thing could work for this, I feel like. Any generic big guy. Or actually, I looked through the make it a Murloc. Oh, this thing. I think 6/6 is too big for a Murloc. It starts to get dangerous with stuff like the new 4-mana 4/4 legendary, or like, for example, Murloc Knight in Wild, which obviously you don't need to consider Wild that much, but Murlocs are meant to be pretty small creatures. I'm gonna look at the Kobolds and Catacombs full art for an idea for this, because I think this could be a KNC card. It kind of fits the theme. Good question, Dario. It takes them a long time to decide on anything, so they decided to like add 5 that they liked, and then we're like voting on 3 of them at the end of the week or something like that. Something like that. Okay. How can we make this called like Guild Recruiter without being called Guild Recruiter? Ooh. It does not work, unfortunately. I think I have a good art. I'm just not so sure about the name right now. The idea is that he's like letting people into his guild or whatever. Like maybe marketer or something. It's like a synonym for recruiter. Oh, manager, tribal man. I like manager actually. Guild manager. There's already a card called guild recruiter in Kobold, so if we can remove the word guild somehow. Oh my god, this song is very beepy. I'm going to skip it. League manager. Oh, I kind of like that. Or raid manager. I'll go with raid manager. Oh no, there's already raid leader though. What's another Warcraft term? Like not guild and raid, but is there anything other than guilds and raids in Warcraft that has like a connotation of community? I do like the lane league manager though. I don't think there's anything particularly in Warcraft that I can think of. Yeah, I think league manager is good enough. Okay. This is a art of Battlecrier Jinzo from Kobold the Catacombs. The artist is Paul Mafayan. Cool. Okay, so that was 10 cards. So I'm going to go through and look at the cards I made today and then review some cards on the spreadsheet. Or actually, I don't think we'll do that today because I'm pretty tired. But we usually go through it pretty quick, so I'm not too worried about the spreadsheet getting updated today. So I get most of my art from either official art sources like the adventure art. I like to use that a lot. I can get it from Google. Just type in like something fantasy art or something Warcraft art. Artstation.com is a really good website as well. The Discord also has an art channel, which people post art in. Okay, so we started today with Predatory Lender. This card is probably a bit strong. I think with playtesting, the right balance will be figured out. But I don't think people are going to use this as a 3-2-3 or a 3-3-2. I think it'll never be used, so. Totem carving is kind of an augment / support card for the KNC basic totem minor synergy that was introduced with Kobold Hermit and Windshear Stormcaller. It's like at best it's just 0 mana 3/4, otherwise it's just summon a random totem, which is worth about 0 mana, so it seems like a balanced card. Severance destroys a minion. If it's a friendly demon, destroy all minions. So this idea was kind of brought forth by Burb. We talked about it a little bit in maybe Shaman. I think that this kind of like duality type of effect is dangerous to balance and sometimes doesn't really result in that interesting gameplay. It's more interesting than it makes you believe it is. So I think this is the best iteration that we could come up with in a short amount of time. Ready for Action is a Paladin classic spell which is designed to replace Divine Favor. Based on Pilfer, Icicle, some of the other like classic replacement cards, the mechanics of the card do not need to relate to the original card. They can kind of just be whatever. So I decided to go with some of the minion buff themes of Paladin that they have in their classic set. And so this is basically a Sword of Justice that only works for one turn, but is a lot bigger. Dark Iron Bouncer feels like something out of BRM, in my opinion. I could be wrong about that. Obviously, there was nothing very similar to this mechanic, but it just seems like something that Hearthstone would have done in their early life cycle with your opponent could only play one minion next turn. So, Stag Rider was designed to basically bolster Warriors Inspire archetypes. It was originally designed as just 0 mana 1/1 gain 2 armor, which was like just the hero power. But I realized that it's just more interesting if you make it your next hero power this turn costs 0, because then it can trigger Inspire and it can work with other hero power cards like Rag or something like that. Obviously, they wouldn't be in standard at the same time, but Dreadblade Marauder is a 2 mana 3/2 draw card. Maybe you have to have a weapon equipped, so the card you draw is a bit useless unless your weapon is at 1 durability. So I think it's a fair pirate card, fits with their themes, and like it has reason to be neutral. So Blunt Hatchet has definitely been done before by different people, but it's just a weapon that grows basically whenever your hero attacks. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say about it other than it's probably really strong at 3 mana and probably slightly weak at 4 mana. Even in the end, this is 10 total damage for a 4 mana weapon, which most 4 mana weapons are only like 8 damage. So Reign of Toads is a like side spin, a spin-off of like Evolve. So instead of like strictly like making your minions better, you would rather have a small board of minions with this. So like a bunch of totems or 1/1s, and then you can give them like at max +2/+3 and taunt or something like that. So maybe even balanced at 2 mana. Yeah, I might consider this card at 2 mana. And the League Manager finally is a card to round out my idea with this card is I like Ravencaller. I think it's a very cool card. I like the Tingle for Grizzly, and so this kind of rounds out that cycle by adding 2 random 3-cost minions to your hand. So I chose 2 random 3-cost minions because it's like drawing 2 cards, which seems good, except maybe kind of bad, and it's on a 6/6 Death Rattle. So I think it's a fair card. My only regret is that the flavor is a bit weak. I wish we could come up with a better name, but Guild Recruiter has kind of already chosen the name that I would have liked to use. So with that, that'll be the stream for today. Sorry, I'm not going to do the review today, but I'll be back tomorrow doing review. So thanks everyone for coming, and I'll see you guys next time.